What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Pitching Ninja's Filthiest Pitches of the Day. Remember, before we get to those pitches, hit that subscribe button. Join Ninja Nation. Be a part of the biggest and best daily baseball show on YouTube. And now, without further ado, here are my filthiest pitches of the day. I'm going to start with Jose Berrios, who had 6 Ks in 6 innings, giving up 1 run. He had his slurve and two-seamer working. And here's an overlay of his fastball and slurve, and you can see what makes that combination so good for him and so bad for hitters. If you notice, Berrios has been much better this season, and I talked about his mechanical adjustments on the Peacock pregame show.
So what has it been for him this year?
It's really about tinkering with his mechanics. I mean, he got a chance in the offseason to work with Tom House and Tom House's Mustard app, which basically digitizes a pitcher's mechanics and allows Tom House to basically compare it against his checkpoints.
If you're a parent or a pitcher trying to get better, you can get the Mustard app free wherever you get your apps. Dropping knowledge like this is another reason you should be subscribed. Berrios faced Tyler Anderson, who had 2 Ks in 6 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run and had this changeup. The thing that I love is with Tyler Anderson's funky leg kick, he's able to mess with a hitter's timing by switching it up. This overlay shows Tyler Anderson's mechanics on 2 consecutive pitches, and you can see why as a hitter, this would mess you up, especially for hitters with big leg kicks trying to time this. Graham Ashcraft had another really good outing with 2 strikeouts and 6 scoreless innings and had these sliders. He faced Michael Grove, who had a dominant 10 strikeouts in 6 innings and a not-so-dominant 8 runs given up. Grove had these fastballs and nasty sliders. Kyle Hendricks had 2 Ks in 7 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, and had these changeups. I thought this overlay was really cool because you can see 2 different Kyle Hendricks changeups, his regular changeup and his cut changeup. And look at how far apart those pitches end up, and they're both changeups. He faced Steven Matz, who had 2 Ks in 6 scoreless innings, and had this changeup. Brandon Bielak had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 3 earned runs, and had this changeup and slider. And he faced Zach Littell, who had 4 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and got Ks on this fastball, slider, and sweeper. A.J. Smith-Shawver had this elevated upper 90s fastball and slider, and also got this foul tip on Willy Adames that hit Willie right in the willy. You can hear him scream, and Braves announcer Brandon Gaudin had this memorable line.
Interesting first name for a situation like that.
It's always funny when someone gets hit in the balls, as long as it's someone else's balls. Smith-Shawver faced Colin Ray, who had 8 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 5 runs and had these fastballs, sweepers, and cutters. Tarek Skubal got 4 Ks in 4 2/3 innings and picked up strikeouts on his fastball, changeup, and slider. And he faced Jesus Luzardo, who had 3 Ks in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 runs. A rare meh outing by Luzardo, who's been really good lately. Dean Kramer had 7 Ks in 4 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had these overpowering fastballs and cutters. Luis Medina had 6 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these funky cold sliders. He faced Ty Block, who had 2 Ks in 5 innings, and had this changeup. Aaron Savale had 4 Ks in 6 innings, giving up no runs. He had these filthy curveballs and picked up a sword, and I really love Savale's curveball. You can see why opponents are only hitting 188 against it this season. Dick Mountain had 7 Ks in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these fastballs and curveballs. He battled Christopher Sanchez, who had this fastball and slider, and had 3 Ks in 5 innings, giving up no runs. Justin Verlander had 5 Ks in 5 1/3 innings, giving up only 1 run, and had these fastballs and wicked sliders, and kind of got a call on this one that was off the plate, but we'll take it. Kenta Maeda had 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, giving up 2 runs, and had these fastballs and dirty splitters. Maeda faced Ryan Yarbrough, who had 5 Ks in 7 innings, giving up only 1 run, and really relied on his low arm angle, slow curveballs. I love his creativity. Luis Castillo was excellent yesterday with 7 Ks in 6 scoreless innings, and he had these overpowering fastballs, nasty changeup, and you can see that changeup from this home plate view, as well as these wicked sliders, and of course had his trademark fist pump. He outdueled Merrill Kelly, who had 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, and had this two-seamer and changeup. Cody Bradford had 5 Ks in 3 innings, giving up 1 run, and had these nasty sliders. And he faced yesterday's filthiest starting pitcher of the day, Blake Snell. Snell had 9 strikeouts in 5 innings, giving up only 4 hits and no earned runs. He has now given up 6 earned runs in his last 13 starts. An amazing stretch by Snell. He dominated mostly with his curveballs and got 7 whiffs and 11 swings on that curveball yesterday. He has an amazing 57% whiff rate on his curveball for the season. And here's an overlay of his fastball and curveball. And you can see it's not really about tunneling with Snell. It's kind of more about letting his pitches eat, throwing it with full conviction. And he often gets swings and misses just because he's so aggressive with his curveball. He also carries that aggressiveness with his changeup and has a 49% whiff rate on his changeup this year. Snell lowered his ERA to an MLB leading 2.5, and he's now 4th in the majors in strikeouts and 3rd in K per 9. And he's now the co-favorite at FanDuel Sportsbook for the NL Cy Young. All I know is if he keeps pitching like this, just hand him the award. Now on to my filthiest relievers. Justin Lawrence had this wicked sweeper. Taylor Saucedo had these changeups. Sam Mole had these wicked sweepers. Gregory Soto had this 99-mile-an-hour diesel and this slider. Carlos Hernandez had these 100-mile-an-hour bolts. Tyler Gilbert had this dirty curveball. Brent Suter had these changeups, and I'm not sure how this second one was called a strike. Dowry Moretta had a White Castle special. Adam Ottavino had this sinker that had 20 inches of run. Look at that thing. David Peterson had this filthy slider for a sword. Brooks Raley had these 6 sweepers with 18 to 20 inches of horizontal break. David Robertson had this nasty knuckle curve. And my filthiest reliever of the day yesterday was Matt Brash. Look at these 3,000 plus RPM knuckle curves. Disgusting. And now, my pitching ninja moment of zen. Check out the arm action on Cardi B here. I paired her up with another legendary southpaw, the big unit, Randy Johnson, and look how identical their mechanics are. And I finally realized what WAP stands for. What a pitcher!
What is up, everybody? My picks of the day today are a 3-leg parlay. I'm going to start with Andrew Abbott for 6 Ks or more, then take Corbin Burns for 6 Ks or more, top it off with Tyler Glasnow for 8 Ks or more. What would your picks of the day be?